I'm Kealy and I play bass in the antics.
I'm Will and I play drums.
I'm James and I play guitar.
I'm Freya and I do vocals.
What's something that's influenced your guys' art you've never spoken about before?
Maybe just I forgot that we had these. The different types of artists that we all like. I think there's elements that are more obvious that come from that, but maybe some of the less obvious artists. Like Kealy's a huge Devo fan. I'm sure that influences you to some degree.
Do you want to speak on Devo?
No, that's okay. They're really good and everyone should listen to them.
I think, yeah, like, we've sort of got a bunch of different influences in our back pocket that interpret the way that we play, and then it's sort of funneled through the core influences of the band as a whole, sort of like that 70s and 80s sort of Australian pub rock, punk, rock and roll thing. So it's really cool. I think we all like play differently than sort of the conventions of that genre, and what comes together ultimately is something that's, like, I personally find pretty unique. So
I think also like the crowd energy, or just the energy we get from different crowds and venues, plays a big part in what we make as well, or how we resonate.
When people discover the antics, what's the first thing you'd want them to think?
What the hell?
What is this? I think, for people to feel inspired and energetic, there's like a surge of energy when they first listen or see us. That's sort of the goal, walking away feeling something.
As a band, you guys have refrained from releasing any of your music so far on Spotify or other mainstream streaming services. What inspired that decision?
Well, the fact that Spotify, the CEO, is so rooted in his, the way he uses his money for weapons and everything connected to what's going on with the genocide at the moment. I guess all platforms, you can't really win. Apple's just as bad, but Spotify, I think, is the worst. And not only do they not pay their artists, but having those ties to Israel is just like, the values obviously don't stand with us. It's not really worth it for us to release it on something, especially because we don't have anything. We've released 2 singles now, but we don't have much out, so we may as well start by putting it up on platforms that actually align with what we believe in, or aren't. I guess the lesser evil is a better way to put it.
I think, like, the more people that stop releasing things on Spotify, is you're going to stop using Spotify, kind of thing. Like, I've stopped using it, for various reasons, but also the artists and bands that I like to listen to aren't on there anymore because it sucks. And I think if everyone starts staying away from them, then it's going to become less and less of a sort of mainstream.
Yeah, we've King Giz have done it. We've seen a lot bigger, bands with bigger platforms do it, and that's just like, there's not really. I don't think there's much of a reason why you wouldn't be able to. Sort of the thing of aligning more with values than streams or whatever else comes of that.
If people want to listen to those bands as well, they're going to find a way to listen to it, so it doesn't necessarily have to be on a platform like Spotify.
The best thing you can do is pay money to go to shows, buy merch, buy records, support artists at the fundamental level where they're like earning the money directly instead of like a massive corporation coming in and taking a ridiculous cut of it, So yeah.
What other art forms outside of music are each of you guys interested in?
Freya and I didn't know this until we met, but we both grew up dancing. So that's another art form.
Got the dancing genes.
Yep. Tap dancing. Yep.
We're going to pull that one out soon, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, in one of these shows we're going to have like a full what's it called?
Ensemble number?
Yeah, there'll be a big dance number during one of the songs. Yeah.
Yep. All the instruments, big chorus breakdown, all the feathers and everything.
It'll be amazing. It'll be outstanding.
What about you?
Me? I don't know. Just music is my life, man. I don't know.
Lives and breathes it.
Yeah, me. Bro. Me.
I think because like the
Take decking.
like tech decks is a valid art form and way of expression. I think sort of because music is two parts, sort of like the recorded process and the writing in itself and all that, but then there's also the performance facet, and I think that's something that we get a lot of joy out of, is playing live and sort of like being able to lock in with each other and play tracks that are really sick and play them, you know, to the best of our ability. It's really fulfilling. And then also just like writing and recording these tracks, working on them, sort of making them sound exactly how they are in our brains. I think it's pretty wicked.
I guess we also do a little bit of art, or like, you know, DIY. I drew up the logo. I'm not an artist by any means or a drawer, but it's kind of cool because it means, you know, it's a direct expression from yourself, drawing your own band's logo and sort of navigating that yourself feels more personal. Will's great on the editing of photos, and I don't know how you do it on the computer with the, you know.
A free rip of
You talk-
Photoshop goes a long way.
Yeah.
What's the best live show each of you have ever been to?
I saw Devo play a couple of years ago. That was really good. I'll think of another one.
Black Sabbath. My favourite.
I think mine was Radio Birdman when they came last year. I saw them at the Croxton, and they're so, like, they're in their late 70s, and they played for an hour, and then they did like an encore for another half an hour, and I was bloody blown away. It was awesome.
James just reminded me, it was Katie Noonan covering Jeff Buckley's Grace album at Northcote Theatre, which was like mind-blowing and incredible and like one of the best things I've ever seen. That was really good.
Maybe Double or Nothing at the Curtain. That was extraordinary. Like, that fundamentally changed my understanding of performance, which is really cool. Long Hours would be in that category as well. Kill Bell at the Tote with Junior Fiction was also mind-blowing. Yeah.
Yeah, I second Long Hours. That's probably, yeah, he's an incredible performer.
Cutters
Cutters.
live
There's so
shows are
many.
always a treat. Go see Cutters.
How often do you guys integrate your day-to-day life into your music?
All the time. Some would say I do it too much.
Yeah, I always have music on. Everything in my life is revolving around it. My work, my routine, my writing.
Our band slogan, music is my life.
Music is...
We might as well be at this point.
We're all getting tattoos after this.
I mean, like, a lot of the songs are like, you write about, you know, the things happening in your day-to-day life as well. Like, even some of, like, just the more ordinary things or interactions become sort of the jumping off points into broader conversations and things to discuss and articulate. So I think, you know, they sort of fuel each other in that way.
Yeah, for sure. The lyric writing's often very present, I suppose, of what's going on for me at the time, rather than past or future situations.
Do you guys feel like there's a burgeoning punk scene in Melbourne right now?
That's a great word. Burgeoning.
I think it's like always been there, which is the really cool thing. I think, you know, like there's different, you know, tides of it and like communities and sort of sounds of it coming in and out of fruition, bands go on hiatus or tour or whatever, and like, but there's always like other bands to fill that place in that time and really grow and demonstrate some really cool stuff. I think it's always there. I think it's just exciting to be part of the broader community and culture of it, because everyone are so incredible and so delightful as people and as punters and as musicians and artists in their own right too. Yeah.
Yeah, completely. Everything Will just said, so true. I think I've lived in a couple of different places and haven't found somewhere as solid in terms of the punk community as Melbourne, and it does feel like it has always been here, but it's just like, yeah, it's so vibrant and so big and supportive, and you feel at home.
Who should we interview next?
Future Suck, Cutters, Shove. There's too many bands.
Screaming Target.
Really strange.
The Eyelashes.
There's so many. I'm like, as soon as this question gets asked, I always forget what bands are out there. There's so many.
Alex RP are another good band that are really cool. I think their bassist is amazing. Check them out.
Billiam and the Split Bills.
Equestrian Fields as well.
Yeah.
Sort of that kind of vibe.
Long hours.
Yes.
It's easy. It's one guy.
Yeah. One schedule to work with.
Checkpoint and Delivery.
I think that might be the most answers we've ever gotten, so that's good.
It's just us naming all our favourite bands and our mates.
And Merely Strange, I'll say it again.
Yeah.
Awesome people.
Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up, or anything you want to mention?
Yes, we have an album coming out next month with through Rack Off Records. It's our first album. We'll be getting vinyl done as well for it, for our in time for our launch show in April, which will be at the Tote, April 10. And yeah, keep rocking and rolling. Be nice to each other.
Shout out Lockjaw.
Shout out to Lockjaw, yeah, and shout out to these New South Wales who shouted us out to come and do this. They rock.